This is the Ryder and Lisa podcast.
Brought to you by Yegg Property Pros. Powered by Real Broker. Get a realtor who knows. Call the pros.
We like to start the show on Mondays with important lessons we learned on the weekend. I guess I kind of knew this all along. How important thermometers are to perfection when it comes to grilling. Not enough people use thermometers. When you do, it's a home run.
I've never owned one in my life.
Yeah, you can tell by some of your cooking, to be honest. Your dust chicken.
Exactly.
No, last night I made a roast, and I just had the thermometer in. I kept on checking it. As soon as it hit 140, I'd pull it off the barbecue.
Do you have to Google
Let it rest.
things like that before you cook?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I usually know kind of within 5 or 10 degrees when I want to pull it off. I know for like chicken, I think it's 165.
Wow, look at you.
But yeah, I made a roast last night, and it was just superb. And I know that I probably would have ended up taking it off the grill earlier, and then it would have been a little underdone, and people would have been grossed out by it. I would have still enjoyed it, but maybe a little cold in the middle.
Yeah.
It's kind of messed up.
So you learned over the weekend it's important to have a thermometer.
Just always go with it. Why wouldn't you? I think some like serious barbecuers probably mock us thermometer types. So like, you need a thermometer.
Yeah.
You can't just feel it and know.
You got to do what you got to do. Pam just wrote in saying, a lesson I learned over the weekend. If I purchase a deep and delicious cake, I will eat the entire thing.
Okay.
You know what? I am actively avoiding having a deep and delicious in the freezer because I know I'd be the same, Pam.
Just no fork even.
No
just
fork.
hands.
Just not even. I would take the container because you know how they're in like the tinfoil thing?
Yeah.
And I would flip it. I would roll each side.
Okay.
And I would eat it like an ice cream sandwich.
Awesome.
What I learned over the weekend is attractive people are in a Home Depot on a Sunday. And I bet the earlier the better too. I went around noon, 1 p.m. and I bet I was a little too late.
For the real smoke show
For
dads.
the smoke shows, men and women.
Yeah.
Everyone in there.
Just rock. It's healthy people.
Healthy
doing yard work.
people that care about their lawn.
Mm-hmm.
They're getting things done on a Sunday, and I respect it. I was in there too.
Were you throwing out the vibe, pretending to look for stuff in the bottom shelf just so you could drop it low in front of some fellas?
No.
Or okay.
No. I went in and out. I had a mission. I needed a hose and some Miracle Grow. Because if you didn't see my Instagram story, the garden is already struggling.
All right. Attractive people at the Home Depot.
They love
Sunday
it.
mornings.
Yep. You posted some audio of Chris Knobloch's post-game interview, and he was asked, who are you thinking about after that win?
Mm-hmm.
And
I can grab it if you want.
you should, because I think it's really wholesome and sweet, but the comment section, have you read it yet?
No. Are people being rude?
There's just so many hardcore Oilers fans
Yes.
that are now like, oh, he's not going to mention the team.
Oh, get over it. Okay, so here's his answer. Let me just get this ready to go.
Well, my family, obviously, the biggest one. My wife, I just think about the sacrifices she made for me to be here and coach. How many times we've moved, how many jobs she's given up. Looking back, I was thinking about today, and if I was go back, I'm thinking probably made some poor decisions for her to quit the good quality jobs that she had for me to chase some low-paying, below poverty wages, just to see what happens. And so obviously she's definitely the first one I'm thinking of. She's here tonight. Unfortunately I wish my kids were here, but hopefully I get to see them soon. But those three are the ones I'm thinking about.
Okay, so I'm reading the comments as I was listening to that again, and I think there's some Flames fans that have snuck their way into...
Yeah, that sounds about right.
So this guy says, Craig says, below poverty wages, get bent. Hope you lose in the finals because you make millions. What he is a joke, only because McChoke to get him there.
What?
Go Chuck and Bennett.
Okay, yeah. That's definitely a Flames fan.
Because those two players used to be Flames.
Oh, no, I can't believe because we have what's his name?
Kachuk.
Kachuk?
Mm-hmm.
I always want to add the T even though it should be silent. because he's on the Florida Panthers, the Flames fans are going to be insufferable. Like,
But
I thought
hold
we got
on.
rid of them.
No, hold on. If I was a true Flames fan, I don't think I could root for Florida because
They stole him.
Kachuk let it be known he didn't want to re-sign with the Flames and forced their hand at trading him.
Okay, but do Flames fans know that because they are...
No, most don't. They're dumb.
Right.
But that is the truth. So this guy can't even put a comment together. I don't know if it's Oilers fans that are disappointed.
Okay, that's fair. No, I thought it was a really sweet shout out to his family. He probably misses them. Imagine being on the road all the time. Also, this is the, what is it? Statistically, the furthest south versus the furthest
north
team. So the longest flight possible.
Travel time's ridiculous.
Lots of Mario Kart on that flight.
And people going off that like, oh, poverty, you made poverty, you make millions. Yeah,
Now,
but he sacrificed
he's
that.
saying at the beginning of his career when he was trying to make it as...
Like some of those industries that are such a risk reward.
That's like when I wanted to be a Broadway star and my mom was like, you sure about that?
Not the most supportive.
Well, she was supportive, but she knew I wasn't the strongest singer.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So if I were to go and try and make it in New York, that is hard.
Yeah, risk reward.
It is.
So many things are like that. I was watching golf this weekend, and like you look at some of these guys, this guy that won from Scotland, who I think that was his first ever tournament win.
I cried his post-game interview with his dad as his caddy.
Yeah.
And when his dad went to speak and he went, I'm just a grass cutter. And I started sobbing.
Well, that's it. Like those,
it was so sweet.
a lot of those guys go absolutely broke trying to make it to the tour.
Yeah.
And then even when they do go on tour, they have to pay entry fees to get into the tournaments. They have to pay for their own travel. Like you got to believe in yourself. And same with being a professional coach. Those guys went through like years and years of financial woe, I'm sure, to get where they are.
I guess we just got to ignore the comment section because it's inevitable. People are going to come through with their hate. But that is such a sweet shout out to his family and the post-game interview with all of the players. Was anyone else just scrolling Twitter and crying?
It was awesome last night.
So the unsung heroes that post this content, for those of us that don't want to like sit in front of the TV and wait for the post-game interviews, thank you.
You're
I
welcome.
got to scroll them in bed.
You're welcome.
Read them there.
I did a lot of that last night.
You actually did?
Yes, I know. I was too excited to go to sleep. I don't know if anybody else felt like this. Of course, we're talking about the big win last night, going to the Stanley Cup final. But I was so excited, I was confused.
Yeah, Ryder didn't know what to do with himself, so he went for a walk.
I took the dogs for like an 11 o'clock walk last night just because I couldn't settle down.
Yeah, it's hard to settle down after a win like that because it seems too good to be true. It's just amazing. By the way, if you go over to our Facebook page right now, we're asking you where you were in 2006, the last time we made it to this point. And we have a picture up from White Avenue.
It was mayhem, hey?
Yeah, but if you have a picture of yourself, we want to know like how old you were and where you were at in your life. Feel free to get at us in the comment section.
Are you ready to feel old? Because we're going to get people being like, I was in grade 1.
Yeah, I'm preparing for that.
Okay, good. I had a commencement speech at the University of Pennsylvania over the weekend. Pulitzer Prize winner, oncologist, revealed the 4 most common last sentiments that people say right before passing away. Any guesses as to what people say?
They regret choosing work over family time or loved ones.
That's deep. Most of these are a little bit shorter.
Oh, okay.
Pull my finger is on the list.
You're lying.
What?
Pull my finger.
Imagine. That's a good way to go out. Just like right before you close your eyes for the last time. Pull my finger. It's pretty funny. No, they are I love you.
Oh, duh.
I forgive you.
Okay, that's too heavy.
Do you love me?
Aw.
And will you forgive me are the 4. So I love you. Do you love me? I forgive you. Will you forgive me?
Whoa.
And then in 5th place,
pull my finger.
Yeah. Today we are counting down the top 7 most annoying people that are on almost every flight. At number 7, we have the hair over the back of the seat person.
Yep.
Coming in at number 6, the overhead bin dummy. Now, there's a few different things. The one where the guy's trying to fit the bag in that has no business being up there. It won't fit.
Yeah, like, have you ever played Tetris?
And then there's the other person who, when it's wide open, put their bags in the bin and then slam it shut. Other people aren't going to need that.
Oh, I've never seen anyone do that, thankfully.
That's just the worst. Coming in at number 5, the most annoying people that are on almost every flight, the shoes off guy.
Yeah.
Especially if you got them stankers. Coming in at number 4, backpack guy.
It's okay to bring a backpack on the plane, but be smart, be proactive. Wear it on your front when you're walking in, or hold it in front of you so you don't
Yes.
have to do the whole like grabbing it from behind and taking up all this space, knocking people out with your backpack when you're trying to take it off. It's a front pack when you're on a plane.
Coming in at number 3, this was your suggestion and you were adamant it be on the list. Babies.
Yeah. And I stand by that. Listen, I get it. Babies need to travel too. They're confused. They don't know how to deal with their emotions. They're going to cry. That's fine. It's natural. Doesn't mean I'm not annoyed. Trying to listen to my crime podcast.
Without headphones on.
No, that
you.
person should be on the list.
Coming in at number 2, clapping when she lands guy. What?
Listen, I feel like it's acceptable to clap if it went through a traumatic, scary
A lot of turbulence or
situation.
something, yeah.
That's okay to
Or like
clap.
fog and the pilot just like crushes it and lands the plane smooth. But if it's just a normal flight, you can't clap. And coming in at number 1, the stands up way too soon crew.
That's me.
$1,000. It's Ryder and Lisa's 1K wordplay. Brought to you by Out of Bounds Restaurant.
All right, we are joined by caller 7 today, 10-year-old Flora. I hope you weren't listening to all the lyrics in that last song. Flora, how are you doing today?
I'm good.
Good.
Awesome. So you are in the car right now with your mom, Amanda. You've heard the Ryder and Lisa's 1K wordplay game before, right? You know how it works?
Yes.
For anybody that's checking out the show for the first time, Flora is going to choose a teammate, Lisa or myself, who will leave the room, and they're going to give her 5 words. She tells us the first word that comes to mind for each. We'll invite her teammate back in. They'll play the same game for every answer that matches. That's $25. Hit them all, and it's $1,000. I've had a lot of coffee today. That's why I'm talking so fast, Flora, but I promise I'll slow it down for gameplay, okay?
All right, Flora, who is your teammate this morning?
Lisa.
All right. Best of luck. I'll be right back.
All right. I'm going to start the timer as soon as I give you the first word, okay?
Okay.
The first word is walk.
Run.
Stanley.
Cup.
Flame.
Fire.
Camera.
Picture.
Restaurant.
Food.
Holy moly, Flora, you are going to win some money today.
Woohoo!
Like, I think she could win $1,000.
Get out of town.
Woo.
All right.
I don't know. I don't think I would have went. Yeah, this is awesome.
Flora, how confident are you feeling right now?
Pretty confident.
Yeah.
Okay.
She crushed
I
it.
will try my best, sweetie. All right.
Lisa, what is the first word that comes to mind when I say Stanley?
Cup.
Woo!
Woohoo! $25, Flora.
What's the first word that comes to mind when I say camera?
Picture.
I like stressing you out a
Well,
little bit there.
I wanted to go with photo, but I didn't know.
Oof. No, picture. Good
Oh,
answer.
picture's the good answer. Okay, $50.
What's the first word that comes to mind when I say flame?
Fire.
Woo!
Yes! Woo!
$75. The next two are very gettable. Lisa, first word that comes to mind when I say walk.
I really don't want to screw this up. Walk, I'm going to say run.
Woo! Yes!
It was fun watching that because you changed like the formation of your lips so many times I didn't know what word was coming.
I know. I'm just so happy that we matched that one. We've got $100 if we're both on the same page for this last word, Flora. You and your mom win $1,000.
Man, I gotta say, are kids just better at this game?
She plays every day.
Okay.
That's awesome. Lots of practice. Years of practice we've been doing this game. Okay, but can I step up to the plate? That is the question.
Before we get into the last one, Flora, what would be the first thing you bought with $1,000?
Yeah, that's true. Good question.
Squishmallow.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe a squishmallow. Okay.
What a sweetie.
Lisa, what's the first word that comes to mind when I say restaurant?
Food.
Oh my god!
Yeah! Flora, you just won $1,000!
Oh my god! We've never won anything before.
You've never won anything before.
We fight every day.
That's $100 for every year you've been around, Flora.
Woo!
Yes.
Flora, how are you feeling? Pretty good right now, I bet.
Yeah.
Okay, well, enjoy those squishmallows. You can get a really big one.
Oh my gosh.
Thank you so much. Of course. Maybe even take your mom for brunch. Out of bounds
Yeah.
restaurant sponsors this game.
Yeah, go and take your mom there. Skip school, why don't you?
Hey, we're going a little too far with that.
Okay, congrats, guys. Man, what a game.
That was
Lisa,
so fun.
well done.
I love it. And after the big win last night, too, the vibes are immaculate on a Monday.
Good point. What's one of my favorite things, Lise?
Chewing off your fingernail and using it to pick your teeth.
Okay, I wasn't referring to that.
Bragging about your slow pitch stats, even though you're mediocre at best and already injured and out for the season.
No, that's not one of my favorite things.
Saying and doing that weird little dance you do before you eat a burrito.
No, that's not what I was referring to either.
Okay, then get to it.
Well,
Don't ask me if you don't want me to have some valid, amazing guesses.
I wanted you to say, what?
Oh.
And then I would answer the question.
Sorry. Tell us, Ryder.
It's when people completely wreck a couple songs by mashing them up together. I like a proper mashup, but I also like ones that are ridiculous that nobody asked for. This one's going to confuse any kids that grew up in the 90s.
Today's gonna be the day that they're gonna throw it back to you. By now, you should have somehow realized what you gotta do.
Ew.
I don't believe that anybody feels the way I do about you now. About you now. Said maybe you're gonna be the one that saves me. And after all, you're my wonderwall. Now this is a
What do you think?
I think what bothers me is he's hitting some notes great.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
other times, he'll throw you off by absolutely butchering a note.
Time for Recommend Something. This is where we recommend something.
My recommendation today is a chip that I discovered over the weekend.
Like you like all flavors, right?
No,
Okay, name one that you don't like.
sour cream and onion.
Oh, that's a terrible choice to dislike.
Anyway, there's a new Dorito flavor. Maybe it's not new, but I've just discovered it. The spicy garlic.
Oh,
10
yeah,
out of 10.
it is good. It's the pink bag, isn't it?
It's like a pinky maroon kind of bag, and it is so spicy and so garlicky. You'll have the worst breath you've ever had in your life, but it'll be worth it.
So worth it.
So worth it.
Yeah, get it in you. My recommendation today is just something I did over the weekend again, going to a farmer's market if you've got a kid that's antsy to get out of the house.
Yeah, lots of things to keep them entertained throughout a farmer's market. Lots of samples that they can get in on.
Well, and like quite often we'll just go and play sports. So if she's bored, we'll go play catch, we'll go play tennis, whatever. But I've got a bummed rib. So I was like, oh, what can I do to get this kid out of the house?
What can we do? Well, and it's also kind of showing kids, look at all these entrepreneurs. There's so many like locally owned businesses that are spending their weekends just trying to showcase their art and their work.
We just have the best chats when we're at the farmer's market. It's kind of loud, but it manages to break through our chats. I'll always be an advocate for those. There's a resort town in Spain that is known for its rowdy parties, but they just made a decision. They're done with some specific things that come with the party sometimes.
Interesting. I'm trying to think. If they're known for being rowdy, shouldn't they embrace it all?
That's what I was thinking. Adult inflatables,
Okay.
no more.
Bad for the environment.
Well, are people just like at a party passing those around? Do you do that at stagettes? Do you have an inflatable doll that you pass around?
Maybe
to
sometimes.
party with?
Are they mad because sometimes it ends up like in a tree and it's scaring other people that are just trying to enjoy a morning stroll?
Don't know. It
Dunno.
feels like a weird stance to take, though.
What are the other things that they're not allowing anymore?
Costumes that resemble male anatomy.
Oh,
Those are the two things that they've decided to ban at this party town.
Okay.
So much for a party.
yeah, I was going to say, I was originally thinking, okay, maybe it's a waste thing, but if they're allowing streamers and all the other junk,
Balloons,
yeah.
margaritas.
this sounds specific.
Yeah, super specific. And I'll tell you what, I'm canceling my summer plans.
The Ryder and Lisa Podcast.
Brought to you by Yegg Property Pros. Powered by Real Broker. Get a realtor who knows. Call the pros.
Play 107.